Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We all have seen a manhwa or manga where the main character starts off pathetic, a loser, and by chance, luck, or training becomes extremely strong. That's exactly the top 10 for today. We are looking into manhwa that give you the satisfaction that nothing else can, when the main character becomes strong and takes revenge on everyone that made fun of him. If you are into that type of manhwa, then, my friend, this top 10 is for you. If this video helps you out, or if you simply want to help, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe if you're a fan of anime, manga, or manhwa content. Without further delay, let's get into the top 10. Number 10 comes with Your Talent Is Mine. The main character obtains the ability to copy the talents of others, and now fights against the heavens to change his fate. He struggles to survive and protects his sister from the apocalypse of the alien beast invasion. In order to become stronger, he begins to explore the unknown world and gradually reveals the secret behind the invasion of the alien dimensions. To get a better explanation, this world was overrun by monsters, and people started to gain abilities. Not the fire or water type abilities, but more speed, cultivation, sword techniques, and so on. The main character has the power to see what other people and monsters have, and copy them once every 30 days. The manhwa is quite good for various reasons. It stays consistent, the art is quite different, which I enjoyed, and the main character is very smart. Even though it's still in its early stages, this is definitely a manhwa to look out for. In number 9 we have Advanced Evolution. The main character is a teenager with a unique superpower, but his superpower is the lowest one out of all 5 tiers. White dust. When he was on the way home, a disaster comet with the codename Goddess flew into the atmosphere and crashed onto him, who was riding his bike on the empty highway. Goddess then became a spirit and gifted him a powerful super talent. With the addition of his original trash talent, he gradually hikes towards his goal of becoming the strongest human, all the while slowly getting closer to discovering the truth of the cosmic universe. I enjoy this manhwa because the main character doesn't get extremely overpowered out of nowhere. While you might think so in the beginning, you soon find out that even though he is more powerful than before, he still has room to grow. The chapters are a bit short, but I do enjoy the fact that the story is not rushed. They make sure they explain everything. Now, while you might think the story is being dragged out, I'd rather have that than a super rushed story. Overall, a nice read, so definitely give it a try. Number 8 comes with Regressor Instruction Manual. One day the main character was summoned to this world, a tutorial world. Beasts poured out and an incredible crisis began. His talents couldn't have been worse. The player's talent level is at rock bottom. Almost all the numbers are hopeless. He has to take advantage of everything in order to survive. This manhwa is quite different. The main character starts off weak indeed, but he doesn't really get strong. Let me explain. The main character doesn't have or gain any overpowered ability, but he is calculative and doesn't care about anything else besides his own survival. And to be honest, this is one of the best main characters I've seen in a while. He looks almost like a villain. And so, he becomes stronger and stronger by joining with the right people. He's smart and always takes the best path. Without a doubt, a manhwa you need to check out. In number 7 we have Pale Throne. A young boy embarked on the path to becoming a professional killer because he accidentally killed someone earlier. One day, a black card appeared at his door, the White Throne. This is the most powerful weapon in the world, the ultimate weapon left by the Night King. Who will be able to take good use of this weapon and become the best professional killer? Killers have their own paths which involve both killing and self-involvement. Now, while this story might be a bit confusing, if you stick with it, eventually everything makes sense. It's a very unique story which grabbed my attention from the beginning, and while it's focused on killing and the psychological aspect of it, there's also some slight comedy here and there which is not so bad. Overall, a nice story to read. Number 6 comes with Reader. The Bookworm. That's what other people call the main character. Reading is the most enjoyable thing for him. He's always looking for a new way to read books. He even joined a new game, Pangaea, so no one could disturb him from reading books. The moment he finished reading his first book and closed it, he received a notification, Wisdom +1 level. Now this manhwa is a hit or miss. The art is normal, I would say, nothing great, but there's also not many flaws. And the story is very simple. The main character loves reading and goes into a game where he goes to every library and reads all the books there. Because of that, he unlocks some hidden mysteries. While there's not a big plot twist or something like that, I still find this story very enjoyable to read, even if it's too simple and plain at times. I totally recommend you giving 20 chapters or so and see what you think. In number 5 we have Players Starting From Today. Hunters are sponsored by patrons, and the 12 most brilliant heroes establish hidden, calling themselves gods. That's the time when the main character lived. He lived the life of a cattle like any ordinary man. One book he had was about a forgotten hero, a bibliography of a true hero. Heimdall, one of the 12 rulers of Eden, comes to him. Do you want to go to the past, more than 100 years ago, to the day when hunters appeared? This one who sponsored the king supported him. He dreamt of a better future than the king. The power he has now, the hunter beyond the hunter. Being a player. I'm a player from today onwards. So, to give you a better understanding, the main character goes back to the past when hunters first appeared. Now, while most hunters have to wait until their patrons make them stronger, the main character has the ability player, which means he gets stronger by defeating monsters. Even though this is completely not an original concept, it's still something that I like to read, and I'm pretty sure you do too, so definitely give it a try. Number 4 comes with The Game That I Came From. If you max out your level in game, you can get heaven-defying powers in real life. The main character finally obtained this reward through his hard work, but ended up receiving the most useless skills. Just as he was mourning his luck, a mysterious power brought him back to 3 years in the past. With the experiences and memories of his previous life, how many different wonderful things can he bring to his new life? So there's this game that once you reach the max level, you gain powers in real life. The game came out 3 years ago, and the later you started it, the biggest the difference between you and the top players. Even though the main character was a hard worker, since he started it a year later, it was impossible for him to reach the heights he wanted. One day he comes back to the past, with full knowledge of the game and starts playing from the beginning, trying to become the strongest in game and outside of it. This story is very well told. They give a lot of attention to details which I quite like, and the art is also very good, which makes the reading of this manhwa a wonderful experience. In number 3 we have Shinsu Jeil's Sword. The main character, a young worker at a restaurant, dreams of winning the heart of the youngest daughter of a renowned family. He decides to become Shinsu Jeil's Sword, a term coined after a convicted swordsman who placed beauty above everything. By a chance of luck, he gains a handbook written by a legendary master and receives an unknown power. I really like this manhwa because you can really see the growth of the main character. His body can quickly adapt to martial arts, but in the beginning he's pretty weak, so he needs to resort to tactics and so on to survive. But bit by bit, he becomes stronger and doesn't need to use them anymore. Now, obviously some may argue that the growth of the main character is too fast, and I would kinda agree, but at the same time, I kinda like to see it. So if you're like me, definitely give it a try. Number 2 comes with Dreamland Adventure. Howard, the lowly office employee, is stuck at the bottom of the corporate ladder, until a chance encounter with the Mimic Dream system changes his life. Now he can access all the adventures he ever wanted, having adventures, fighting monsters, and living with his gorgeous but fierce boss. The mission, as always, is to be attractive but independent, bold but sensitive. Now with this one you have to be careful. The translations on some websites might make your experience terrible. On the other hand, it can be very good if you find the right one. Also, do not let the cover art mislead you. This has some ecchi as you can see, but nothing extreme. The pace and progression of the story are very satisfying. Combining it with the story itself and the main character's power, this is definitely a must read. I won't say much more so I don't spoil, but definitely give it a try. And in number 1 we have Otherworldly Evil Monarch. The main character was the number 1 assassin in modern Earth. His skills and knowledge in the field of assassination were unparalleled, his accomplishments were unprecedented, his reputation terrified the entire underworld. However, during a mission to retrieve a mystical treasure, a mishap occurred. He then reincarnated as a 16-year-old boy, sole heir to the declining Jun family. A family of valiant heroes, left with an old grandpa, a crippled aunt, and a sole heir. Accepting the world criticism and cold stares with a smile, his new journey begins. His life will be carved by his own will. Again, you need to be careful with the translation on this one. Even though this is not completely original because, let's face it, we have probably seen a lot of this type of stories, it's still very enjoyable. The main character's attitude is quite different from what you normally expect in this type of manhwas, which was something I really enjoyed. If you feel like you might enjoy it as well, definitely give it a chance. Now guys, this is the top 10 on weak to strong main characters. Did you find any manhwa that you haven't read yet? Did you like it? If this video helped you out in any way, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss any video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.